You wonder why men don't work hard anymore. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Let me tell you a little bit how my day went. So, I get to work, right? And they send me to, and for the people that don't know, I work in a place, Factor HelloFresh. It's like a warehouse slash food delivery service kind of thing. Scanning food, packing orders, things like that. Sorry. Occasionally I do pallets and things like that. But today, they decided to, when I got to work, they decided to send me to line 3, which is one of the lines. And on line 3, we do what's called running. They call it running. Now, running is simply you have a bunch of food on the floor that's by the line, right? There's one side of people that are scanning, and the other side of people, they are filling up the crates with food and putting on the food on the racks. It's not rocket science, but it can get crazy and hectic because it goes very fast, and you have to keep up the food filled. And you have to fill it up fast, because if you don't, then they get mad, and the line stops, and this whole shit show. And then the managers come, and you already know what happens. Then you get yelled at for the millionth time about how you weren't fast enough. Just like every other corporate slave job, you get yelled at for how fast you're going, right? Or you get sent to the office, like my friend did today. He got sent to the office. I'm not gonna obviously, he said sent to the office today. Because they had literally told him. He literally got sent to my line today to help me out with the food, and he got sent to the office because he left another line that he was doing to go to my line, even though one of the managers there told her, or one of the leaders, told him to go to that line. It was the daughter of one of the leaders that works there. And she told him, yeah. She's just like, go to the line, help me out, and stuff. So I'm like, great, He's like, hey, I came to help you out. I was like, great. That leads me in the second part, That leads me into why he came to help me out. So, the new people they sent me with at work today, they were new from an agency called Workwhile. Now, these people from Workwhile were absolutely clueless on how to do the job. No problem. It's like, I think it was like their second or third day. It was their first, actually, but no problem. So, of course, I explained how to do it. So here, every single bay is numbered. You get the food. Look at the floor. It's all numbered. You get the food. Look at the name. Make sure you're getting the name right, too, because sometimes the food's mixed up. You go get the food. You put it on the rack. Boom, bam, done. That's it. That easy. Bam, boom, done. That fucking easy. Showed them many times how to do it. And what happened was they just stood there. And they were just all standing. There was like 5 of them. They're just standing there looking at the racks. Looking at the food. Like they just saw a fucking alien. And I'm like, all right. I go back again and explain it, because maybe they didn't understand it. Explain it again. Still the same thing. Right? So I'm like, what is going on? Why won't they get it? And again, I explain it again, and they're just not doing anything. They're just standing there in a row, in a horizontal line. Just imagine 4 or 5 people just standing all next to each other, and they're just like everything except the drool coming out of their mouth. They just look like brain dead zombies. And they literally I was like, okay, so I had to go and talk to the managers and the leaders to be like, hey, because I was telling the leader who sent me over, I was like, hey, you need to explain to them, or at least help do that, how explain to them better, because they're not doing anything. And they're like, well, you want to become a leader, right? And I'm like, well, yeah. But I'm like, yeah, you're definitely not gonna, even though I know you're not going to make me a leader, you're not gonna make me a leader, because I've never got promoted. But he was just saying that to just get me to work harder, right? He's like, you want to be a leader, right? I was like, yeah, of course. That's gonna happen. Well, you gotta lead them. I was like, well, dude, there's a saying in English, and I told him in Spanish because he doesn't speak English. I was like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? So he's like, that's not right, the right attitude to have. I was like, well, what do you want me to do? They don't want to work. I've literally explained this to them 3 times. And he goes over there, explains it to them. There was 2 different leaders that had to explain it to them. And then at the end of it, they finally started shuffling over to where they needed to go to get the food. And putting, one crate in the bay every like 15-20 minutes. But like the rest of the day, they maybe worked a total of like not even a half hour. And so like the whole entire time, because Eric, excuse me, I shouldn't have said the name, but I'll just give him that, whatever. Because he went back to his line. He had to go back to his line, and that's the other thing. He's got called into the office because they'd sent him over there. And he didn't, my leader that I was talking to about the people that didn't know how to do the job, he was the one who called him into the office. And he's like, explained. He's like, well, your daughter sent me over here, and blah, blah, blah. And he got all mad, I guess, apparently. And it's just like, whatever, that happened. So I was back alone again, and I was running all over the goddamn place, trying to get all the food, this and that. And they just weren't doing anything the whole day. They probably spent the whole day just staring at the line like they just saw a ghost or something. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. And I was just like, all right, I guess I am truly alone just doing all this shit. So I did everything. And by the end of the day, one of the managers comes out to me and he's like, thanks for your hard work. And, he gives me what's called a factor box. And while I appreciate the fact that he recognized me, like I appreciate the fact that he recognized me. It's like I feel like we deserve more. Like we should have a reason to do better at work. And factor bucks are just they're just black cards basically that say the company name on it. That say have a $5 sign on it. It's not real money. You can't buy anything with it. It doesn't buy anything. The only thing you can really buy with it is they have a case at work where they have like some company swag or whatever, or some company logos and things like that you can buy at work, okay? But you can't buy anything with it in the real world. It's not real money. It doesn't help you in any kind of life endeavor, any kind of goal, you know what I mean? So like that's the thing. It's just you wonder why men are giving up, because they have to deal with like shit like we're treated like children. We're treated like children who don't need money. Like we're not adults that need money. We need money. We need pensions. We need promotions. We need things to make us motivated to do things. All right. The invisible carrot on a stick is not working anymore. You wonder why men are giving up. You wonder why you have grown-ass men, 30, 35, 30, 40 like me, who just don't give a shit anymore. And we're just tired of it. We're just tired of it, man, because it doesn't... You have to give men something. And I'm not just talking about money, but you have to give men something tangible, right? You have to give them, like, purpose. You have to give them drive. They have to feel accomplished at work. They have to feel like they're doing this for a reason. They're doing this to get to the next destination, whether that's marriage, whether that is, helping their family out, whether that's helping a loved one out, like, and actually being able to use the money to pay for something. Like, they need to feel like what they're doing is worth something. They need to feel like their work is worth something, and not just helping out some soulless corporation that doesn't give a shit about them. So, I don't know. I had to do this rant, guy. I had to get it off my chest because it's just, working with useless people, working with people who don't want to work. And I get it, man. Like, I get why they didn't want to work. But, when I have to take the brunt of it and I have to, like, get talked to about it as to, like, why the food's missing and, why they aren't working and I have to take the fall for it, that's where I have a problem, That's where I have a problem, because I don't like working in teams, and then I have to work with people who don't want to do anything, and I have to, you know, like I have to take the fall for, you know, for it because they don't want to do it. And I get why they don't want to do it, of course. Like, I can't even really blame them, but just don't bring me into it. So, hope you guys liked the video. Leave a like if you liked it. Put a comment down below, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.